first thing we want to do in this pendant demo is actually insert a gem. I'm going to go ahead and double click on my perspective view to enlarge it. And then going to my ribbon bar here at the top, I'm going to select my gems category, and I'm just going to run my regular dynamic gem command. Get my gem up here in my viewport. It is in wireframe mode. Coming over here into my display, I'm going to change it to plastic. I prefer to see a solid object most of the time as opposed to that wireframe. And then over here in my dynamic commands, I am going to adjust the size of this stone. Using my size list, I will choose a 7x7. And then I'm also going to change the shape. So I do want a diamond, but I want it to be cushion square. And then once I'm done, I will right click or press enter to accept. Now that I have my stone, I can move on to step 2, which is adding a head to it. In my settings category, I'm going to run my head builder. Because this is the only stone in my viewport, it automatically applies a head to it. And then over here in my design stack, I want to make a couple changes. So first thing I want to do is change my prong layout to an 8-prong head. Actually, I want to go with this 4th one here. I want a little bit of space in between each prong. And then going to the different levels, I'm going to modify this a bit until it looks how I want. So maybe I thicken those prongs up a bit. And then I don't need my prong that low. I don't need my head to go that low. So we'll kind of decrease that overall height, making sure the culet's not sticking out. I want to adjust these rails. I'm going to do so in a level 4. Maybe I change the profile of this bottom rail to not be chamfered. And then I could thicken it up some. I also want to go ahead and select this top rail by activating it with the white sphere, and then we can go ahead and lower that a bit. Seems to be eating into that cushion. We'll pull it out some. Once I'm done, I want to right click or press enter to accept. Now that this is done, I am ready to add my halo onto it. Also in the settings category, I have my halo builder. It's asking me to select the stone I want to apply the halo around, so I'll left click on that center stone and press enter. The shape of my halo is directly driven by the shape of my stone, so if I were to have a round stone, I would get that round halo. So we'll make a couple modifications. We can decrease the spacing. I think I'm okay with how it looks, but I do want to just raise it up some. So if I adjust my height offset here, it's actually just going to adjust my stones and my prongs. But in my dynamic command, if I go into halo, I could actually adjust the halo placement of the entire piece. So just raise it up a bit. I think I went a little too high. And then once we're done, we will right click or press enter to accept. Now that my main part of the piece is done, last thing I want to do is add in a bell. So also within the settings category, we'll run our bell command. We'll pull that out. I don't want the jump ring, I only want the bell. So in my dynamic command, I'm going to head on over to the jump ring tab and just toggle that off. Then I can make a few adjustments to my rail. Within my profiles tab, I could increase the top width. I could also do that with the handles. And then going into the rail, I could increase the inside spacing. So you can kind of play with this until you get a bell that you like, and then we'll pull it in. And then also go to a right view so that it's touching our piece. And then we'll right click or press enter to accept. Now because all of these parts were dynamic, they do hold parametric history. What that means is if I come in and adjust this center gem, maybe I change it to a emerald, my halo is going to automatically adjust. So we'll right click or press enter to accept that. Then I can go into my bail and kind of modify and tweak that a little bit so that it fits nicely on my new shape.